carrots, fake fruit, fake grapefruits, fake liar, you liar!
Wow, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. I called this the Tuesday Throwdown. And we're not throwing dukes as much as I'd like to throw dukes. We're throwing down some stupid SHTF shit, folks, that is going on. We're going to go around the world. We're going to stay in the civilian section. We're going to get into the government section, probably the military section, the media section. I just want everyone to understand, game over. Okay, the world that we knew, you and I as Americans, it's over. Everything you believed in is over. It is now myth. Our history is now a myth. Everything you believed is a fucking myth until we reestablish sanity and a republic. Because if we lose, everything you ever saw, thought, believed, or heard of is now just a fantasy bedtime story. Okay? We've got a lot to cover. Let's get into it, and we're going to start here. Oh, by the way, I'm going to do my monologue, then we'll get to your questions. So everyone who shows up live on the thepreparedmind.club and subscribestar.com, you guys can get your questions down below. You're here live with us. It's only $2 a month if you go to those websites. In fact, it's down here, thepreparedmind.club. Go there, sign up for premium. You can show up daily live and ask questions about, you can say something like, John, what the fuck happened to children's education? Or John, what the hell is going on in Ecuador? Well, let's start with this. Let's just start with this. Throwdown in the country of Ecuador. That's correct. It's on the equator, Ecuador, down there on the northern end of Southern America, South American continent. There's a TV station. They're doing a broadcast, and gunmen come into the TV station, and they hijack the TV station, and they open fire on the TV station. They try and kidnap students and professors. And what I want to tell you is this is coming to a United States city soon. Now, I don't watch broadcast TV. I do not watch NBC or CBS or the local ABC affiliate. I don't watch them. I don't watch their programming. I don't need to be programmed. I'm already there. I don't need to watch their news, which is a bunch of lies and bullshit. And the weather included. Uman was expecting a shit pile of snow. He's not getting any snow when they said, but he's getting it when they didn't. You know, down here in the South, I don't know what we got going. I don't know. They said it's going to be a hurricane. There's no hurricanes. Anyways, let's get back to this TV station broadcast. It is coming to a United States city soon. What country did I talk about? Ecuador. Ecuador is next to Colombia, right? Is next to Chile and Peru. It's next to Panama. It's next to all the Central America. They're full of these communist, socialist, radical, wacko, terrorist, drug-dealing cartel fuckers. Make myself clear? I think so. You guys know who I'm talking about. Whether it's MS-13 or just some other drug cartel that would just as soon kidnap you, your daughter, your wife, and turn them into a sex slave, and then take your children and strap cocaine to the inside of them, or make them swallow bags of cocaine and run across the border. Whatever they can do, they will do it. Now, I don't think I've ever heard of a TV station being taken over. I've heard of a lot of shit, but not that. Not that. But who are we inviting across the border? 10 million people from Mexico, Central American countries and South American countries. Oh, yeah, they're coming from Africa. They're coming from the Middle East. Yeah, they're coming, some of them from Southeast Asia. Yeah, they're coming here from around the world. I get it. Ecuador is amongst those countries. All the socialist scumbags south of the border, who do you think is coming up here? You think they're sending choir boys? People with jobs and careers and investments in their countries, they're not the ones coming to America. It's the scum. This is coming to a U.S. city soon. Are you ready? Oh, I'll tune in if I hear about that, but I'm not going to tune in and watch their shit every day, and then it's going to happen at some point, folks. And here's another thing. Here's a wild-ass prediction for you. At some point, you and I, not you and me directly, but rational, logical, intelligent, conservative Americans are going to say, you know what? We're done with this left-wing propaganda. It is lies, lies stacked on shit piles of lies. And we're done with it. We're taking the stations back. And we are not going to allow propaganda to steal our children and destroy our country. It could very well go the other way, folks. I am going to make that prediction as well. The ability to communicate with people is incredible. The power behind communicating is incredible. And to take that away from us is exactly what they've done, right? By shadow banning us, silencing us, censoring us, shutting us up, calling what we say misinformation and disinformation. You think they're happy about this TV station being hijacked? Oh, American broadcasters are now shitting in their pants. They are. Well, the smart ones are. The dumb ones are doing what I'm going to tell you about next. Dumbass North American United States journalists have been caught on a hot mic cracking jokes about Trump being assassinated at his immunity appeal hearing at the courthouse. That's right. Whoops. I guess we got caught making fun and thinking it's cute. Trump's going to get assassinated. They want that, folks. They're dreaming of it. They need it, in fact. You see, now, Biden's a terrible candidate. America wants Trump. Trump is not your savior, folks. Your soul will not be saved by Trump, but he could help us take this country back. And I'm going to go with that approach to it. What else you got? You play the quarterback you got. You may not have Bart Starr. You may not have Roger Staubach. You notice how I got 2 stars there? You may not have Terry Bradshaw, Jim Plunkett, Joe Montana. Right? You may not. I'm dating the fuck out of myself. You may not have that. So you play the quarterback you got. We got 2 quarterbacks out there, folks. We got Trump, and the backup is DeSantis. DeSantis went against the Democrat backup, Gavin Newsom, and kicked his ass. We know that our quarterbacks are better, right? So they would love to see Trump get killed and DeSantis put in. But DeSantis mopped up the floor with Newsom. And it's being widely reported now. Not just you and me talking about it, but now it's out in the major news everywhere. That JP Morgan's analyst says Joe Biden is going to drop out before the election. That's how much of a bad quarterback he is. And I think it's actually generous claiming quarterback status for the idiot. But yeah, the journalists are joking about Trump being assassinated. It's because they want it to happen. They don't realize they're going to be at the end of a gun in their news booths from one side or the other. One side or the other. It's incredible to me, though, these American socialists have no idea what's coming for them. Not a fucking clue what is coming for them. Right? Who do they want? Who do they want? You want BLM to take over this country? You want Antifa? Or do you want the pro-Palestinian Hamas terror types? They don't realize that by inviting these people in and then rooting for them, I mean, the fruitcakes, the fruit salad tossing freaks out there thought they would take their little rainbow flags and go wave them at a pro-Palestinian march, and they almost got their clocks cleaned. They were kicked out of the parade. Here's what you got coming for you, you bunch of dumb socialist women out there. That's right, all the women that think it's cute to say, I'm for Palestine. In Iran, that's right, folks, the country of Iran, another Muslim country. Woman gets 74 lashings with a whip. Why? Because she didn't cover her hair up. That was a violation of public morals. They think that Trump is a dictator, that Trump is a supremacist, that Trump, right, is bad. Wait till they get a jihadi theocracy in place. What do they call those things, man? It's a, you know, I know it's a theocracy, but I don't know. It's a Muslim term they have for their government. They're nuts. They're absolutely nuts. And these people are fighting for it. They're begging for it. I just fucking send them over there. Just go spend a month in Iran and come back and tell us how they love it. Those people, folks, you got the rainbow freaks. They're a bunch of idiots. Then you got the Muslim freaks, the jihadi freaks, right? They want to make love to a goat or a boy. I said a boat, goat or a boy. And if you're a woman, they're going to beat you senseless. That's two. Those are some great choices. And then we have this today. I'm going to read you the headline from the Gateway Pundit on this one. Wild riot involving Hasidic Jews and cops breaks out at a synagogue because an illegal secret underground tunnel network linked the synagogue to women's ritual baths. They discovered that. So this reminds me of the childhood rhyme we had. Was it something in the wall so the men could see it all? Anyways, man, I would like you to come live with me if you would. Go ahead and check on in. There we go. We're gonna.
Hey,
there we go.
Oh, gee, I was
left, right. So these Hasidic Jews are a bunch of perverts.
Apparently so.
They're not peeping Toms. They're peeping Levi's.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've heard so many crazy theories about this today. It's ridiculous. I heard everything from the peeping Tom story to smuggling drugs, human trafficking, torture chambers, sex dungeon, whatever.
Dungeons, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so and Hasidic Jews, they're the guys that wear all black clothes. They got their hair braided at the side of their head. They usually have a nice beard going. If they're going to wear glasses, they're cute ones. They got the hat with the flat brim, and they're the ones that go to the Wailing Wall and they do this stuff back and forth, and practically banging their head on shit. Those are them.
Yep.
And then they got the scarf that's kind of white and other colors, and that's
with the knots and stuff. Yeah.
That's the Hasidic Jews. They're supposed to be very Jewish.
Did you see the video of the guy crawling out of the grate in the street?
No.
Apparently this tunnel was like connected to the sidewalk somewhere.
Drains.
And there was a grate with a hole cut out in it and like a plastic newspaper machine dispenser sitting over it. And somebody was videotaping this guy crawling out of that hole and then taking off down the street.
That's fucking hilarious. So he was in the tunnels. Cops are coming down. He escapes out the old storm drain cover with a newspaper stand on top of it scheme.
Yeah.
You can't make this shit up.
And the crazy thing about it is also it's like the other one I heard was they were doing unapproved renovations or expansions to the temple. And it's like, why wouldn't the cops look into this further before they just sealed it off and said and called it a day? So that just fuels all the crazy ideas and everybody
call it a day.
Yeah. They said it doesn't look like there's any crime evidence or anything, but I mean, why is there baby baskets and stuff like that down there. Just bizarre.
Well, there's a riot. Jews and cops are fighting.
Yep.
Hasidic Jews and cops are fighting. There's apparently like a wall got broken outside, and there's like Jews hiding behind it.
Well, they apparently. Okay. The other part I heard was that the rabbi discovered the tunnels and he reported them and he wanted them closed down. And some other people were saying that was the cover story for when he got caught. And these tunnels were all being run by the young kids, and they had some differences there. Oh, there's also something about property disputes, and I don't know.
Oy vey.
Oy vey.
This makes me want to go watch a Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah, it almost sounds like one, doesn't it?
It sounds like a fucking Mel Brooks movie.
Good Lord.
Wow. So, okay, so now we got these socialists and Muslim terrorists, and now Jews are a bunch of sex pervert, drug smuggling, whatever. And they want to take a look at women's bath. What the hell? Everyone's lost their shit. It's a throwdown. Who's the craziest? That's why when I caught some of these, man. I'm like, I got to get man on here for this.
Oh yeah, that was
it just at one synagogue?
Yes. I mean, who knows? I mean, it could be connected to other places. Why they didn't investigate where these tunnels went to and everything else is kind of confusing to me. I mean, wouldn't you want to know why they were there and what they were doing with them?
Yeah.
Where do they go? How do you know they're not all over the place?
Well, I'm just going to say, secret societies. Is there a Jewish secret society, and is this part of their practice? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to find out.
The first rule of secret societies is you don't talk about secret societies.
Is this a normal practice? I have no idea. I've never heard of this because I just didn't give a shit, but I think it's funny.
Yeah, I think it's pretty hilarious. But
the women's ritual bath, where the hell is that at?
That was apparently in an adjacent building or something like that, or in another part of the temple. I have no idea.
Right, a ritual bath suggests that it's part of some religious ceremonial purpose thing.
Yeah.
And so the guys on the other side of the wall pull the thing back like Porky's, and they're looking through.
Yes.
Yeah. He wag his wiener through the hole. Here, chicky,
Yeah.
chicky, chicky, chicky. Right?
Trying to make some glory holes.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I was trying to remember that children's thing we used to say, that rhyme.
I'm not familiar with that one.
It's been a long time since I was a kid. But there was something where the naked ladies dance and there's a hole in the wall so the men can see it all.
Yeah.
There's a place in France where the naked ladies dance. There's a hole in the wall where the men can see it all. I can't remember anything else.
Yeah, okay. Now I think I remember that. Now that you sang it, I think I remember it.
But now it's not in France. It's a place in
Brooklyn.
Mishmash.
Yeah, so somewhere in Brooklyn, I think they said, right?
Fucking Yonkers, yeah, whatever. Anyways,
Yeah.
there's a place naked lady. Anyways, to me, it just cracked me up, man. It just fucking cracked me up. So when I said, look, it's done. No one is sacrosanct. It's not the Jews. It's not the Muslims. It's not the Mormons. It's not the Catholics. They're all fucked up. All of them.
Yep.
Every last one of them. Southern Baptist, Northern Lutheran, Methodist, mofo. They're all fucked up. Half the churches are now saying rainbows are great. Stick someone in the butt with your penis. It's just fucked up.
Oh yeah, it was totally against the church doctrine, and now all of a sudden they see an opportunity for bringing in some additional hands to throw into the collection plate, and so we got to take them in.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, how many times through the centuries was the Catholic Church castigated for selling indulgences?
Yep.
For those of you who don't know, you could give money to the church to absolve your sins, right? So they're just like, fuck it, I'm going to go sin like a motherfucker this weekend. I'm going to pay up front, right? So a priest could say, look, I'll take your money and you're blessed. Go fuck your brains out and come back and we'll fix you up. That's an indulgence. You could buy some sins. So, and there's nowhere in the Bible does it say, you know, that you can do that. But it's just something Catholic priests made up. He's like, you know, I'll sell some indulgences here. Helped fund building more churches.
Absolutely.
Help pay for, you know, the cost of whatever. Just so there's your Catholic Church, right? And then you go with the way of the wild-eyed fucking Puritans. You know, they're just so fucking pious. They've got to go after everyone. You know,
Yep.
church for 12 hours on Sunday. Don't forget Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as well. And yeah, just wait for someone to sin so you can put them in pillory and throw fucking apples at them all week. You know, and rotten meat and whatever else you got in your larder that's gone bad. That they were just waiting for someone to screw up just so they could do that to them. I don't like any of them, folks. Nope. Anyone that wants to tell me what to do, I do not like them.
That's why I say I am irreligious. I subscribe to no religion, and I don't think any religious organization is any good because it's all about the money, power, and control.
Religion means to bind upon something. They want to bind you with their rules. Government is a religion.
Yep.
And government becomes a god. And instead of tithing, they call it taxes.
Yep.
And the word worship means to work for. So if you're paying taxes, you're working for the government, you are worshiping the government. I'm sure Christians don't like the sound of that. Well, you are. I'm sorry. We're all forced to worship or work. It's a fucking sham. The whole thing's a sham.
Yep. I mean,
here we are.
What do they call the tithe? You had to tithe a certain percentage to the church in the old days too?
Oh, whatever it is, it's ridiculous. I'm like,
it was just another form of a tax.
It's another time. Yeah. So they can tell me, I'm going to pay them so they can tell me what to do and tell me to hate myself and that only they can forgive me of their sins or whatever, right? It's like, I'll cut out the middleman and take care of it myself. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
This is incredible. A U.S. senator has sent me an email. I don't want to give his name out. He says it's fuck, this fucking guy. Senator sends me an email. And he wants to say thank you to the men and women in blue because it's National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. I appreciate you, FBI. Thank you for all you do. I appreciate you, Border Patrol. Great job. I appreciate you, Department of Justice. No. It's a big fat no. Did you read about this?
No, I did not.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's my senator sent it to me. Fucking yo-yo.
Whatever. Everybody needs to be appreciated, right?
You can suck it. All right, man. We're at 23 minutes. I'll let you arrange the questions, comments, thoughts. Everyone, comments, thoughts down below. No, that way. Down below. And Mr. Uman will gather them.
Yes, sir. I just want to tell everybody, be safe out there this week. We're getting some crazy temperatures across the country here, and I wish I would have broke down in Florida for a couple months.
It's not as cold as it was supposed to be, right? It's global warming, says Greta Van. What the hell is her name? Greta
Thunberg,
right? She's complaining about global warming while wearing a cap, a scarf, a big puffy jacket, and she's freezing to death. It's too cold. It's too hot. No matter what, it's climate emergency. They're all crazy.
Yep.
Telling you. Okay, man. I'll pick back up on the other side.
All right.
Okay, speaking of politics, Mike Pence, remember Vice President Mike Pence, who had an opportunity to exercise vice presidential authority in a post-election certification process. That's what happened on January 6th. The mainstream Republican world, or American Republican world, thought Mike Pence was going to go in and not certify the election. I think it was certified, that he was going to save America and save the Trump because of all the cheating and complaints and lies. The evidence, even at that time, was tremendous that the cheat happened. And here we are 3 fucking years later, and the cheat is still completely obvious. Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, fucking Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, all fucking just beyond, as far as I'm concerned, dispute. And Mike Pence shit on everyone, but especially the president. Wow. His brother. Did you know Mike Pence has a brother? That's right. Greg Pence. He is also a Republican. But guess what he's doing? That's right. He's in Congress. He's Congressman Pence. His brother was Senator Pence before he became Vice President Pence. Now he's Loser Pence. Anyways, Greg Pence, Congressman, Republican, is going to retire from Congress. One more GOP piece of shit is going to not run again. Then the news story says there's a wave of retirements. I wonder if that has anything to do with Epstein. How many of these guys said, look, you take my name off the books on that side, and I'll take my name off the books on this side? Kevin McCarthy, Greg Pence. How many other fruitcakes, dingbats, and shitheels in Congress are going to retire as we go through? They've been slowly, steadily retiring for the past several months. I guess we should thank the boys in blue at the FBI for saying, hey, does this picture look familiar to you? Is that you and a 16-year-old girl? Yeah, we think that you as a Republican are going to retire. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. It would entertain the fuck out of me, but it wouldn't surprise me. Why now, folks, at a time in history when this country needs more than ever to have conservative, strong, principled, moral leadership in Congress to help this country through a dire time of need? Supposedly, these moderate Republicans know how to fix everything. All they know how to do properly, folks, is lose and whine about it. Oh, and stick their hand out for money. Yep, another one, folks. Just in, hot off the presses, no more, Greg Pence. Okay. Wow. I tell you, just freaking wow. Where are we at? Okay. Let's see. I had some more news stories here. Now, this was an interesting one. There are 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 House Republicans have decided they're going to step up and throw down with the White House. What am I talking about? These 5, not 7, but 5 House Republicans have said, we're going to shut down the government unless Joe Biden shuts down the southern border. I find that fascinating that they're going to do that. 60 House Republicans, more than 60 House Republicans, went down to the border in Texas, and they did a photo op because, you know, they've got no idea about what they're going to do to fix anything. But as a way to stand in front of camera and look really good. Now, the news is saying now there's more than 11 million illegals that have made it here. Just fucking unbelievable. They're saying that in December alone, more than 300,000, a third of a million illegals made it across the border. Unbelievable, folks. Now, there are 5 congressmen out of more than 60 that went there that said, you know what, we're going to fix this. Andy Biggs, Republican, Arizona. Eli Crane, Arizona. Matt Gaetz, Florida. Matt Rosendale, Montana. And Bob Good from Virginia. You bet your ass that fucking Matt Gaetz would be one of them, right? They want a government shutdown. And they can cause it. This is powerful and interesting how a few congressmen actually do have a lot of authority. You can strong arm the rest of Congress, the Senate, and the President of the United States. Don't count on the rhinos helping, folks. Don't count on it. It is only through strong leadership that things change. Being a whining, sniveling, mealy-mouthed, I'll help you Democrats out if you help us out later in the future. Those kind of wishy-washy, spongy Republicans, they do nothing. Right? This can be fixed and stopped real quick. It's time. I'm glad these 5 guys are doing it. I want the fighting to start, folks. I'm ready for it. Remember the other day when the Texas Republican Pat Fallon interrupted a question from Benjamin Bergquam, said, "We're not going to do a show of hands. We're not in a classroom. We're not doing a show of hands." When he asked, "Hey, how many of you bastards are going to do something?" Remember that? Well, we got 5 guys that are going to do something. Good. Good. Now, Mr. Bergquam went in and did a follow-up interview on the Steve Bannon show. And he described Fallon as a McCarthy era of having McCarthy era arrogance. Right? The Republicans that want to do nothing and say that, you know, they were doing something. It's time, folks. It is time. It is time for a fucking throwdown in Congress. Shut the fucking government down. It's coming. I can't stop it. I can't cause it. I can't do a bit of anything. Now, the other day I said, hey, Democrats, you're not fucking safe. You're not safe. You're not safe. Nobody is safe. The president went to church. He got fucked up. Any women going to women's synagogue bathing, you're not safe. Nobody is safe. They shut down bridges. They shut down tunnels. These leftist wackos threaten Democrats and threaten Republicans. They don't care. And guess who got swatted next? Remember this name? Jack Smith is the prosecutor going after Trump. And the judge, I like to say that she's pretty damn stupid. And I like really making her name sound like it's covered in dog shit, because it is. Judge Chutkin. That's right. Her house was swatted. Police got an emergency phone call. Turns out to be fake. Sunday night. And so the federal judge got swatted. 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Officers found out there was no shooting, right? And it was the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department. I think that's just fucking fantastic. They swatted her. You think it was Republicans? I don't. I think it was probably Democrats who want Republicans to be blamed for it. And whether it was Republicans or not, I think they should be arrested and charged with a crime. Attempted murder. And for the last couple of months, folks, lawmakers, judges, executives, politicians of all ilk and color have been getting swatted. It started with just, who was the first one to really get a lot of, Marge Taylor Greene was getting a lot of swatting, right? But others, attorneys like Jonathan Turley, over the holidays, I think Marge Taylor Greene's gotten the most. She's gotten the most. I'm sure the fruit salad types have done the most, right? It's crazy. Rick Scott was a governor, former senator, right? In Naples, Florida, folks. That's some ritzy fucking town there. He got swatted. Expect more of it. Right, we're going to have a throwdown with the government. Hey, you guys are the ones getting swatted now with your own fucking laws. You guys deserve what you get. And folks, I don't think it's funny that people are going to get killed over this. I just think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. This is coming. This is coming. All right. Oh, shit. I went past my 30-minute mark. Let's do this. Let's get to the inner circle. Hey, speaking of throwdown and swatting, Oakley dokley, Mr. Ooman. I know we've got several questions, comments, thoughts. Get your thoughts down below, folks. You get the second half of the show. It's your turn. What did you see today? What is going on this week? What is your prediction for 24? And do you really think shit has hit the fan, or do you think everything's just peachy? I think there is no peach available. It's done. It's done. What you believe about the Constitution, your rights, government responsibility, what you think as a parent you have control over your kid, or that your retirement is safe, or that the government's going to give you Social Security. Do you think any of that is true anymore? Or do you see something incredible coming? Your world, folks, is what the history books say it was. I have people tell me all the time, how do you know what happened in World War II happened according to you, John? I just know what the history books write. There were conspiracy theorists, folks, in World War II. They said that the United States government, and especially FDR, knew that Pearl Harbor was going to get hit, and they did nothing. They had the oldest, shittiest ships parked, or rather anchored, in Pearl Harbor, knowing they were going to get attacked. And the brand new fleet was in San Diego. The brand new Pacific Fleet was just sitting there waiting for it to happen so they could sail on over and start kicking the shit out of the Japanese. That's awful and terrible, isn't it? That was the conspiracy theory. Right? It goes way back. The moon landing conspiracy, folks, that did not start in the 1990s or 2000. It didn't start in the 1980s. You know when it started? About 10 minutes after the first televised moon landing. 10 minutes. And it wasn't Americans. It was Australians. Woman watching, she claims she's watching television. And remember, how do you get a transmission from the moon to the United States when the United States is on the other side of the globe? If Australia is here and the U.S. is here, they got to get the signal and take it and bounce it around. Apparently in Australia, they got to see something different than what we saw in America. I think someone said fucking Coke bottle got kicked into the scene by someone. Just a conspiracy theory. Sinking of the Lusitania. Everything's intent. The world, folks, history gets written by the victor. But if you look hard enough, you'll find conspiracy theories everywhere. So if they change our world, fundamentally lie about every fucking thing, you and me are going to be the ones going, hey, that ain't the way it was, sonny. No. That's all lies they're telling me. Yeah, well, they're telling them because they're in control of the government, the book presses, and everything else. I'll be writing shit in a fucking book. Damn it. This is what really happened. Oh, I know there's lots of lies we're told, folks. One of the big lies is the Civil War is fought over slavery. No, that was a tertiary issue, and it was used to morally justify what has done to the South after the war was over. A lot of unbelievable shit. Okay, let's do this. Mr. Ooman, let's stop my rambling and shit. Name Redacted says, Father, grab a buck, needs your money. God don't. Yeah. If God needed my money, he would just make it. Isn't it easier for God to turn lead into gold than it would be for me to go out and spend hours and hours and hours every week, every month of every year of my life, just so I can give 20 or 30% of it to the church to build stuff? Why doesn't God just give them the gold they need and then build the church that way? Oh, I know. It's funny stuff. Anyways, yeah, organized religion. Pick one. That doesn't mean that believing in God is a bad thing. In fact, I think it's a good thing. I think it's necessary to the moral foundation of a republic to have a grasp and sense and live a moral life. But if you want to talk about a moral person, right, just bring up Jimmy Swaggart. How about the current communist / socialist satanic Pope, right? I don't just have to pick on the Ayatollah Khomeini, right, or any of the Muslim leaders. They're everywhere. There are also secular leaders. And once again, I said government is its own God. And the laws and rules are its religion. And its social guidance is going to be its tradition. And I refuse to worship there as well. You know, Biden is the leader of that church. Unbelievable, folks. Really crazy stuff. Anyways, thank you very much. You know, is Biden moral? Is Hillary moral? Are any of the Democrats moral? Are 9 out of 10 Republicans, is it that high or moral or immoral? I think it's more like 9 out of 10 are immoral. There's just a few real good, honest, decent people in Washington, D.C. I'm not going to play the lot thing and say it's down to just one man. No, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Nobody's perfect. I know that. But good God, what a bunch of scumbags. All right, let's do this. Roy, the crypto boy. Man, I keep looking at crypto going, damn it. Should you invest in fucking crypto? Should you do it? Not that I have money to invest, but crypto, yeah. You know, where is safe? I really do like, Roy, that this is real. But we live in a digital world. So digital cryptos in a crypto world, it's real, you know. Anyways, here we go. Roy, the crypto boy, says reports are a violent crime in the United States in 2023 has gone down. Gun ownership has increased from 32% in 2020 to 42% last year. What is the chance increased ownership is the reason? Well, I'll tell you what the reason is that violent crime has gone down. And see, now mass shootings up, right? Wacko, left wing, I cut my dick off. Whoops, I had a problem. Tranny violence is through the roof. From the threats to the actual mass murders, you bet. But the day-to-day, house-to-house, across the country average has gone down, according to Roy, the crypto boy. The reason that is because there are more guns out there. Number one, gun ownership. If it went from 32% to 42%, guess what that is? That is a 33% increase in gun ownership. To go from 32 to 42 represents, you're adding 10 more to the 32. So that's 1/3. It's an increase in 1/3 to 42%. That's incredible. Also, how many states, Roy, the crypto boy, how many states have enacted right to carry laws, loosened their concealed weapons permits, but just said, fuck it, you don't need any permits at all. See the Second Amendment, shall not be infringed. The right, capital R, right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Infringed means to get near, to get close, to contemplate touching. That's infringing. Shall not be infringed, right? And so bad guys out there, by and large, are like, you know what? I ain't going near those fucking people's houses. And I think the gun ownership, folks, is across the board as well. Whites, Hispanics, Japanese, blacks, Native American, everyone's buying guns. But, you know, to buy a gun, you got to have a job. Got to have money. So if you ain't working, you ain't buying a gun. And people on welfare, well, I guess they could get some illegal old shitty guns, but yeah, they're not the real reason the crime has gone down. It's because there's more guns And there's more people willing to use them and authorized by their states to protect themselves and protect lives of others. Anyways, great topic to bring up, Roy. Thank you very, 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 very much. And I will want to get back to that a little bit later. Let's, Mr. Uman, what else have we got out there? Uman says, when you see the changes in history books from one edition to another, how can we not question everything we have been taught throughout our whole lives? I agree with you, man. The old saying, all history is lost within 3 generations. It becomes a fable, a myth. Now, George Washington chopped down a cherry tree. And when his old man asked him about it, he said, I cannot tell a lie. It was me. There's no historical evidence that that happened. Literally, it's a fable. It's a myth. It's a moral story, right? It's like the stories in the Bible were recorded by men, written down by men, and at one point some guy went, and God said, right, and tried making it sound like God said it, not some dude who saw something. But those are morality stories or morality fables and tales designed to teach lessons in morality, how to be good. That's exactly what happens. So a story about George Washington, the first president under the Constitution, the commander-in-chief and general of the Continental armies that destroyed England's death grip on America. They wanted the American world to remember him as an honest, decent, noble human being. If I told you folks, right, and I've said it before, at least 3 or 4 other times in the last 10 years, I've said, hey, George Washington was offered kingship. And he declined it. He turned it down. Now, I read that. It was never taught in any history book in my education. I found that in a private book, that George Washington was offered kingship by the Americans. They said, we want you to be king. You liberated us. And he said, no. Now, is that a fact? Or is that another fable, a story, a morality lesson? Well, since I wasn't there, and there was no reliable source that was there, that story is also flown under the radar, right? And it has made it generation after generation after generation after generation. But how do we know if it's truth? The reason that Uman is 100% right, all history is lost within 3 generations within it. Why? Because the person who originally told the story is dead. 3 generations is 60 to 75 years. You're dead. Right? You have to be an adult to have a good memory, supposedly. So 20 years old plus 70 years old, you're 90. You're fucking old. You're dead. So what you witness and you can attest to is right, God's honest truth. God's honest truth. I was there. I saw it. I recorded. That's what happened. Once that guy dies, now you're relying on secondhand, third hand, and so on and so forth. Someone else's testimony that they once heard an old man. They once heard an old man tell the story. So yeah, within 3 generations, the story becomes a fable or a myth. And oftentimes they get traded and we get morality stories. Like George Washington was offered kingship, but he was such a good man. He said, no, that's not what America needs. We need our republic. The story about him chopping down the cherry tree. He's not a liar. He's honest. Anyways, it's interesting, folks. The history books, they're getting changed from one edition to another. And we see it within our own lives. It's interesting stuff. What do you think is going to happen when the United States of America, our nation, is overrun with anti-American, non-Americans? And we have to fight for not only our freedoms, folks, not only the control of the government, but for our fucking lives. You're going to have to fight for everything, the property you have, the right to breathe oxygen. You think they're going to want to hear stories about little Billy who thought he was a girl at age 3 and everyone was stupid enough to believe it? Those stories are going to exist to teach kids what not to do. Billy was so stupid. Billy's parents were so stupid, they believed what a 6-year-old told them. Unfucking believable. All right, Mr. Who-Man. Thumbs up or thumbs down? No, name redacted. There, that was a thumbs up. In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a Jefferson hospital system reinstated the mask protocol and not admitting sick people. See, that's beautiful. The hospital is there to help sick people. But if you're sick, you can't go to the hospital. And by the way, put on your mask because it'll do absolutely nothing but make everyone feel good about it. What they need to do, thank you, Lou-Man, what they need to do in Jefferson Hospital and fucking Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, is they need to step outside and scream at the top of their lungs, no fucking way. Pick up the phone. No fucking way to city council, to the police, to the rural sheriffs, to the council members, to the county supervisors, to every fucking buddy you know. No fucking way. Call the hospital. Hey, is this the administrator? No fucking way. Front desk nurse, charge nurse? No fucking way. Doctors? No fucking way. I'll tell you what. Business owners need to look at people coming in the store and say, what's your profession? Nurse? Nurse practitioner? Physician assistant? Doctor? Get the fuck out of my store. You want to play this fucking mask game again? Get the fuck out. Take your business to dicks. Right? And go choke on someone's bat. This is where I'm at with these people, folks. Don't let them get away with it. They got away with it once. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on me. Don't be stupid, right? We know they lied to us. Don't let them do it again. And fuck these hospitals. Go find another hospital. Find a private practitioner. Find a doctor that said no more of these big hospitals, private practice. I had surgery done on me, 2 surgeries, folks, at my physician's office in California. No major hospital. I went to the hospital for kidney stones. Got an $8,000 fucking medical bill for them to shoot me up full of some serious fucking painkillers that wore off, by the way. They gave me 3 days of painkillers for a 10-day issue. Thanks, fuckers. Wouldn't give me more than that. Now we can't trust you, John. Oh, really? Right? And an MRI, 8,000 fucking bucks. Insurance, thanks, Obama, didn't do a fucking thing for me. I have surgeries. I go in, I say, hey, Greg, how you doing, man? Let's do this, let's do that. Right there on the table. Taken care of. Surgeries, private office, done. Sick people can't see a fucking doctor. Unbelievable. Let's do this. Let's go to the news now. Let's see what the hell is happening on this fucking Throwdown Tuesday. I just wonder if more stupid shit, more SHTF mayhem is going on. Let's see. Ray Epps, the January 6th protester who committed felonies and assaulted police on camera, has 1 year probation, a $500 fine, and 100 hours of community service. Oh, by the way, he was not locked up in the gulag for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or anything. Nope, he fucking skated. That's great. Aaron Rodgers, quarterback with fuck you money, kicks back at Jimmy Kimmel. He's continuing to piss off and attack these leftists. Good. Oh, yeah. There's more Epstein stuff, folks. It ain't over. Oh, no. It's not even close to being over. From retiring politicians to whodunits, you got it. And Lloyd the Loser Austin is hospitalized. He's been hiding the fact that he has cancer. Biden was finally told today. The Secretary of Defense has been hiding. He went to the hospital. Great Secretary of Defense. Let's see. Hiding facts from people, and it's pertinent. It has something to do with national security. Thanks, Democrats. You guys are fucking great. And by the way, the very first major terrorist attack on the United States of America under Biden has been the invasion of the southern border. That is a terror attack. We are being terrorized by it. Absolutely no doubts in my mind. Yeah, it's an act of terror, folks. Really is. And Biden almost fell down the staircase, a small little baby, itty bitty staircase, and he still almost fucking wiped out. Sadly, he didn't. It would have been cute. It would have been funny. I've called her fat ass Fannie Willis because she is. She brought her boy toy, someone she's been screwing, having sex with, into the prosecution. Not allowed. And why the hell would Judge Judy endorse Nikki Haley as president? Once more, Judge Judy, big mouth, dumbass bitch. She's a TV personality. I don't care if she ever was a judge. You can tell how screwy they are on the left, folks. She pretends to be tough on crime, but she wants a neocon fascist war hawk as president. I don't think Judge Judy's opinion is going to sway anybody. Do you? Unbelievable. And this was a big one. Mayorkas is supposedly the head of the DHS, Department of Homeland Security. Mayorkas is the Department of Homeland Security. He says, hey, Congressman, if you think you're going to impeach me and remove me, you ain't going to like who's going to replace me if you do. Is that a terroristic threat? That is the fucking temerity these people have. This is the hubris of these people to say, if you think I'm a piece of shit, wait till you see who's going to replace me. They're guaranteeing more SHTF, folks. I can give you her name. Republican Kamek is the one who reported this. Let's see if they even say. I don't know anything more than this. Brandon Judd told Mayorkas that Americans have a right to know. Yeah, whatever. Fuck. It's just more stupid shit. And I want to give you all the stupid shit you can handle so that you understand how screwed we are. How screwed we are. Let's see. The Boeing 737 MAX, the one that, well, the door and side of the fuselage just blew out of it. The 737 MAX is not a 20, 30, or 40-year-old airframe and wing. It's a brand new plane. And side of it just ripped the fuck off. Well, the NTSB chairperson, who looks like Dr. Jill, kind of looks like Trump's wife. Not a pretty picture, folks. She says that the cockpit voice recorder, you know, the black box, was completely overwritten. Why? This is what we got going on, folks. This is what we got going on. This is what happened. You get up, you go to work, you bust your ass, you pay taxes, and you come home and you find out this kind of shit is going on. This type of shit. England and Wales are authorizing judges to use artificial intelligence to produce rulings. Let's just get rid of the human beings in a courtroom and let computers decide who is guilty and what is right or wrong. I'll tell you what, compared to these judges' rulings, I'm sure AI would be embarrassed And can you imagine being an AI judge? You're a robot, and you go to the robot bar to get a glass of, single malt 30 weight oil, and you're like, I'm fucking embarrassed because I keep having to use Democrat rulings to make my decisions. Fucking computers, like, those guys are stupid. Glug, glug, glug. Can you believe that dumb shit? The computers are not retarded. I don't think the Democrats are going to like having AI judges. The computer's like, let's see. So the defendant set fire to 5 buildings, and the jury says guilty. You get life in prison. Glug, 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 right? That's what the AI judge is not going to go, 5 buildings, but you attended Stanford and the other defendants attended Harvard. I'm going to let you go this time with a warning. That's not what the old ruling. So using previous case, i.e. precedent, that's what the robot AI would use. Now you could program a regular computer program just to say, fuck it, let everyone go. But AI means it's thinking. It looks back and goes, let's see. When we quit punishing crime rates went up. When you let criminals out of jail early, recidivism, the return to criminal life behavior, capture, and back to jail occurs. They'll figure it out. AI, I trust AI way more than I trust these judges these days. Woo! What a show. Folks, chance favors the prepared mind is yours. Thank you, Mr. Uman, very much. And I am out of here. Pow. I'll see you Zero Dark tomorrow.